Alright, let's go for a little ride around. We'll give you a tour of what's within 10 kilometres. This is all we can do in this MCO. A lovely day for a ride. Not raining, not too hot, not wet. Hardly any cars on the road. Except in the car park. Yeah, it's actually pretty nasty if you scrape your rims on this concrete. And the side body, quarter panel. Hey, even with a small Suzuki Swift, that guy almost did. The car park. Alright. The first stop is this lake. It's actually not a lake, it's a mine. It was a tin mine. It was the world's biggest tin mine at one point. I forget how deep it is. But it's very deep, and there's two of them. So what happens is this one gets joined to the other one via a canal which goes through the mine shopping centre just up here. Alright. Some neighbours. Yeah, so good stop here. Yeah, so there's lots of fish in there. Big fish. And that's the mine shopping centre over to the front. So let's go have a look over there. So I guess a good thing about this lockdown is not so many cars on the road, so riding's a bit easier. Still have to be alert. There's a nice, look at this, a nice Chinese garden there. Lovely. Some fish in that pond. Little shrine. So this tunnel at night time has lots of lights that light up, and it's all different flashing colours. Quite pretty. This is where all the Grab drivers and Gojek drivers, not Gojek, just Grab, hang out. waiting for their orders to come in. Is that all you see these days? Grab. As you can see, it's pretty quiet. That's the mine shopping centre right there. So I get most of my shopping, of course, because it's so close. This intersection's actually a bit dodgy. Let's just get past this fast. Alright. Wake her up a bit. Okay, so this Shell service station up here is where I normally fill up. They have 97 octane V-Power. So I'm going on a long ride. There's another Shell service station near KL that sells the V-Power Racing, which I think is 105 octane. And boy, you can tell the difference. So this is the local neighbourhood. Of course, sticking within 10 kilometres and sticking to the speed limit. So I'm not sure what it is. Oh, it's 70. So, following all the rules today. Always follow the rules. Nice little nursery in there. A few Morris miners. I don't know why, but I see a lot of wrecked Morris miners in this country. Maybe they were popular for once. Maybe it was leftovers from the British rule. Who knows? I've even found some. I think it was a H2 Holden one. And I'm pretty sure it was an XD Falcon up on brick, which I'll take a few pictures of after the movement control's over. Pretty fresh, never been there, but it's fresh. Yeah, so there's a few people that like to have Australian cars here, same in Indonesia also. The XT Falcon up on bricks, I thought that was quite fitting because that's where they belong, up on bricks, not running in 1,000 pieces. Ha ha ha. So it's very common to have these little Chinese Malay communities. I'll slow down a bit, there's one there. And that's where you usually get your fireworks or nice food around Chinese New Year. Restaurant Big Guy. There's Perodua dealer, that's a local made car. Next to it up here we've got a Mercedes dealer. I don't think they'll be doing much business at the moment. So you can see not many people follow the speed limit. I'm actually a bit above the speed limit and everyone's still overtaking me. They're probably thinking, what the hell is this bike doing? There's a little cemetery in there. Another car dealership. Mitsubishi. Pretty quiet. Shops are closed. One of the local hospitals, this is a private hospital, doesn't look too busy given we're in the middle of a freaking deadly virus pandemic. They look pretty bored in there. It's another shopping centre, Aeon. That's a nice place to go shopping. Up here to our left we've got an amusement park. Never got to take the kids there. Some dodging cars. Probably some creepy clown rides in there. I better pay attention again. We got to turn around and go back the other way now. These little hardware places that just pass on the left, they're very common. They're everywhere. They often do like welding if you want them to make something. I'm sure you could just ask them and they'll make it for you. Get all sorts of stuff there. So this is a pretty typical suburban residential, almost industrial type area. It's a nice sign there. And as you can see, the government's imposed a total lockdown, so not much of anything is really happening. These car dealerships are pretty common. Truck dealership if you want to buy a truck. Just get around this car. I like to be in front of vehicles, not behind. Although since we're doing the speed limit, it's just going to pass me anyway. So usually on the roads there's a lot more cars, but it's like a lot of people adhering to the movement control, I guess, which is nice. Some more shops, there's some nice places to eat in there. Quite common to ride on the opposite side of the road if it's convenient to do so, like that guy. Quite common for people to be speeding also, like that guy. You'll notice I'm always riding either to the left or the right of the center of the road. Why? All the oil's in the middle of the road and it gets very slippery, especially if it's just started to rain and it hasn't rained for a little while. So there's trade-offs with that, of course. If you ride to the right of the lane, people speeding can come up on you pretty closely. And if you ride to the left, you're very close to other cars, so it's trade-offs with everything. There's a nice big mosque up there. You can see why not everyone's in favour of this movement control. Imagine being stuck in a HDB apartment like that, not being able to go out except for the bare essentials and for food. It wouldn't be very nice. And I think at least people should be allowed out to be outdoors. Some construction supplies to the left. It's a nice big hill up there. Some more stops. Some speeding cars coming up there. Local school here. It's a nice school. It's closed though. Alright. It's coming up to the mines lake that we saw before. Get over to the left lane and we're about to turn off. The Rapid KL bus. I always laugh. The public transport is called Rapid KL, and everything that I hear from the locals is it's anything but rapid. More like a snail. But very reliable. It's always operating. These Honda RS150s are very popular here. I thought about getting one myself. There we have it. It's a shopping area where I get my coffee and snacks from. Yeah, 7-Eleven. Just have a look up here. That's part of the mines lake, the little canal. If you go in there, you'll find lots of fish, catfish, an abandoned building in there, spooky building. There used to be a market here, but they packed it up and moved it to the other side. I think this is a water treatment plant. So yeah, it's a good thing about not being able to go out is you can practice some of your slow maneuvers, turns at slow speed, things you don't normally do if you're off touring somewhere. That's the train station there, Seri train station. Pretty nice actually. Let's have another look at that. It's starting to get a bit hot now. It's a new building they just built. More buses. Usually it's a lot busier than this. This is a pretty typical suburban area. This local mechanic they're very good. Been there a few times. And this is where I get coffee and food. So let's find somewhere to park. So hard. Where to park? I know, let's find a shady spot. Alright. Get coffee.